Peace be upon you, dear students. Today, lesson 4, الدرس الرابع الصف السابع. Today we have some activities about the article that we read on page 150 about water pollution. And the title was, What have we done to our lovely sea? And today I'll do with you some activities. So the first one, luckily, is done for you. So I did this activity for you, and you only need to memorize the words by heart. You only need to learn the words by heart with their definitions. Now I read activity 1 for you. Refer to the specific paragraphs. Refer means have a look. Look at the specific paragraphs and try to guess the meaning of the following vocabulary terms. So we read an article on page 150, and activity 1, we need to find the meaning of these words in English. I've done everything for you, and you only need to memorize the words and their definitions in order to be ready for an oral exam later. 1. Dump. Paragraph 2. To drop or put something somewhere in a careless way. Again. Dump. To drop or put something somewhere in a careless way. Tanker. Paragraph 3. A ship or vehicle used for carrying liquid or gas. Again, tanker, a ship or vehicle used for carrying liquid or gas. Illegal. Illegal. Paragraph 3. Against the law, not allowed by the law. Illegal. Against the law, not allowed by the law. Current. Paragraph 3. Current. A continuous flowing movement of some of the water in a river, lake, or sea. A continuous flowing movement of some of the water in a river, lake, or sea. Sewage. Waste material that is carried away from homes through pipes. Again, sewage, paragraph 4. Waste material that is carried away from homes through pipes. Flush. Paragraph 4. Get rid of something by pouring water onto it. Again, flush. Paragraph 4. Get rid of something by pouring water onto it. Now, cope with, the last one, number 7, cope with. Paragraph 4. To deal with something successfully. To deal with something successfully. Now, this is everything about activity 1. And dear students, in grade 7, you only need to memorize these words with their definitions for the oral exam. Now, activity 2, and here I didn't do this activity for you, it will be a homework. So, locate words, find words. Locate means find. Find words from the selection above that can be classified under the following headings. So, chemicals, these are 3 headings, and we need words that can be classified under them. So, chemicals. You need words related to these headings. Chemicals, diseases, microbes. Again, chemicals, diseases, microbes. Now, activity 3. Answer these questions. So, here we have some comprehension questions, as you can see. So, answer these questions. How many countries are there around the Mediterranean? Then the first question, how many countries are there around the Mediterranean? And here, you need to study the map of the Mediterranean Sea, page 150. Again, please, dear students, refer to the map on page 150 in order to be able to know how many countries are there around the Mediterranean Sea. And here you only need to write the number of these countries. Now, number 2, question 2. In which continent, pay attention, in which continent is each of these countries? 3. What can you say about the coast of Lebanon? So here we are talking about the coast of Lebanon. What can you say about the coast of Lebanon as far as pollution is concerned? Now, question 4. What are the pollutants? What are the pollutants that endanger life in the Mediterranean Sea? 5, the last question. Why is Why is the problem of pollution in the Mediterranean very difficult to solve? So here we have a problem with the Mediterranean Sea pollution. Why is it difficult to solve this problem? Now, activity 4, and it is the last activity for this article, page 152. Read the selection and underline the instances where the writer has used the present perfect tense. So again, we need to underline the instances or the examples where the writer has used the present perfect tense, and here I've done them. I've underlined the forms of present perfect tense and we'll read them together. So in the title, when he asked his question in order to raise the issue of water pollution and definitely the Mediterranean Sea pollution, he used the present perfect y in order to refer to the bad effects of pollution. Now, what have we done? Here it is in red for you. What have we done? What have we done to our lovely sea? And here I underline the form of the present perfect for you. What have we done to our lovely sea? Now here again another example where present perfect tense is used. But it is in the form of a question. So have these, it is a form of a question. Have these tourists realized? Have these tourists realized the fact that it's the most polluted sea in the world? Now, another form. The river Rhone in France, the river Po in Italy, the river Ebro in Spain, and the river Nile in Egypt have added. So this is present perfect form, have added much to the pollution. Now, another form in paragraph 4, where present perfect is used. So the cities around the Mediterranean have become. The cities around the Mediterranean have become, as you can see, have become. The cities around the Mediterranean have become bigger and flush their household waste and treated into the sea. Now another form in the last sentence, who have eaten them, who have eaten them. So all of these are present perfect forms. Again, in the last sentence, there have been cases. There have been cases, so they are all present perfect forms. Now, let's revise the present perfect tense together, dear students. So, first of all, as you can see here, it is the form is has or have. So again, the form of present perfect tense is has or have plus the past participle, namely the third form of the verb, the third form of the main verb. So has or have plus the third form of the verb. Now, I have, you have, they have, we have, he has, she has, it has. So let's read the form of the present perfect in positive, negative, and yes, no questions. So here I have worked. Negative form, I haven't worked. Question, we only need to invert verb to have. So have I worked? Now here, don't forget, dear students, in third person singular, we use has and with singular nouns. So pay attention. He has, she has, it has. He has worked, she has worked, it has worked. Now the negative form, he hasn't worked, she hasn't worked, it hasn't worked. Now in question we only invert has. So has he worked, has she worked, has it worked? Now short answers, yes he has, yes she has, yes it has. Now short answers, negative, no he hasn't, no she hasn't, no it hasn't. Now you have worked, we have worked, they have worked for positive. And you haven't worked, we haven't worked, they haven't worked for negative. And also in question we only need to invert verb to have. It's the helping verb in this case. So have you worked, have we worked, have they worked. Now after you learned the form of the present perfect tense, let me tell you about the main and important uses of this tense. And I only gave you two forms. because I want to simplify things for you. So before doing that, let me give you a small note about the contractions of the verb with the subject pronoun. So he has, the contraction form is his. So his is the contraction form of he has. She's is the contracted form of she has. Its is the contraction form of it has. I have, the contraction form is I've. You have, you've. We have, we've. They have, they've. Now, let's only talk about the two important uses of these tense. So, as you know, dear students, here we are only revising these tense because you studied this tense in the first semester, and I am only doing revision for you because after a short time, or later, we'll learn to gather passive voice forms. So before doing that, I am revising the active for you. So in this lesson, I revise the present perfect, and in the next lesson, namely lesson 5 or 6, I may revise all verb tenses for you before we learn the passive voice. So here, as you know, all dear students, the present perfect is the linking between the present and past. So it's the linking between the present and past, and here we can use this tense for, and it is the first use, any specified time before now. So we use this tense to talk about actions that happened in the past, but the time is unknown. The time is not important. We don't know definitely when the action happens. So any specified time before now. Examples, I have seen that movie 20 times. I think I have met him. So all are present perfect form in red color for you. So I think, I have met him once before. So pay attention, before. The time is not known. It is not important, or we don't know when this action definitely happened. So I think I have him once before. So in the past, but I don't know when definitely. Now there have been many earthquakes in California. No, here it's a question of, here we have a question in the present perfect tense. So have you read the book yet? Have you read the book yet? And here yet is one of the most important signal words used in this tense, but it is always used in negative and the question form. So have you read? Have you read? So not read. The third form of the verb read is read. Have you read the book yet? Nobody has ever. So ever. Here we are not talking about a definite time in the past. We are not talking about a specific time in the past. In order to talk about specific actions in the past, we need to use the past simple tense. Now another use, a finished action with a result now, and it is very important here to know this use. A finished action. So here the action happened in the past, but with a result at present. It's very important. So for example, now I am your teacher, very sleepy. This is the result in the present. Why? Because I haven't slept. Because I haven't slept. Because I stayed up at night. So I am very exhausted now. I am very tired. And you can see why I am talking. So you can know that I am very tired now. So I have lost my keys is another example. Here, the form of present perfect is I've lost. And it is the abbreviation, the contraction form of I have. I have lost my keys. This happened in the past. But what is the result now? So I can't get into my house. Now, she's hurt her leg. She's hurt her leg. She has. This is the abbreviation of, or the contraction form of she has. She's hurt her. So this is the third form of the verb hurt. She's hurt her leg, so she can't play tennis today. They've missed the bus. They've missed the bus, so they will be late. They've missed the bus, so the result is they will be late. So all the results here are between brackets in order to make the meaning clear for you. So here we use the present perfect to refer to an action happened in the past but with results at present. You can use these signal words with the present perfect tense. Here we can talk about ever. They are very important to refer to this tense. So ever, never, once, many times, several times, before, so far, already, yet, just, recently, lately, since, for, still, etc. Now, let me tell you about the difference between for versus since. For versus since. Both are used in the present perfect tense. So what is the difference? We use for when we measure the duration. So for plus a period of time. Again, for plus a period of time. So for example, we can use hours, minutes, centuries, years, weeks, etc. So a period of time. For example, I have known. So this example is in the present perfect form. I have known her for a long time. I have known her for a long time. I have lived here for 10 years. So pay attention. We are talking about the duration. We are using a period of time. Here we are talking, for example, about 10 years, 5 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, 2 hours, etc. While since is used to start a point of actions, definitely to talk about a point in time. Again, we use since to talk about a point in time. So here we are talking about something and we are talking about the starting point of this thing. So I've been waiting since 7 o'clock. So since 7 o'clock. Here is the starting point of this action. I've known him since January. I've lived here since 2013. Now, we have an exercise for you for next time, and it is as a homework. So, you only need to fill in the spaces with the correct form of present perfect tense. And here I'll do some examples for you. So, Brian has worked. So, we have a verb between brackets, and we need to use it in the correct form in the present perfect tense. So, Brian has worked in the company for 12 years. So, again, for period of time. Here, question, we need to invert. Have you heard the news? So, here is used in the present perfect. We need the third form plus the helping verb have or has. The boys have never eaten sushi. So, the boys, plural. And here we have a plural noun. We don't use has, we use have. So, the boys have never eaten sushi. And here is a homework for you. And next time, I'll show you the answers. So, Maha, that video clip at least 20 times. C, you need to use the correct form of verb to see in the present perfect tense. The workers break in 4 hours, not have. Pay attention here. Negative form, not. Don't forget to use not. We, them regularly over the last few years. Visit. Here a question. So we have yet, as you can see, a signal word used in the present perfect tense. So hint, you need to invert the verb. Don't forget, your students in grade 7, invert the verb. Invert the helping verb, have or has. So hint, her driving test yet. Hala to Mexico several times since 2002. A definite point in time, since. Hala to Mexico several times since 2002. They to each other in ages. They to each other in ages. So you need to fill in the spaces with the correct form of present perfect, negative, not speak. And here it is a question tag. Here it is a question tag. We need only to use a positive tag for negative question. And on the contrary, we need a negative tag for a positive question. Now, why Maha? It is a question. Why Maha her job? Quit. 8. Here also a question. The nurses on strike again. Go. They, the past yet, not deliver. Pay attention. Present perfect, negative. Here, already. One of the signal words used in present perfect. I, already, you, the answer. This is everything for today. I am ready to answer all your questions. So please don't hesitate to contact me via WhatsApp application between 6 and 8.